We have Marla
Lukofsky. Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to show one of Marla's videos that you can get on her website, www.marlalukofsky.com, and I'll spell it out, MarlaLukofsky.com. We're going to watch one of those videos. We're going to come back with Marla right after this.
So I had to go see an oncologist. I saw a wonderful man by the name of Robert Decker. And he sat me down. He said, Marla, you've got aggressive cancer cells going. Even though it's early, we have to give you aggressive chemo. We're going to give you Cytoxan and adriamycin. There's some side effects. Got to tell you what they are. Some of them might happen. Some of them will happen. I said, okay, go ahead. Tell me what they are. He said, well, you will go into chemically induced menopause. You might become sterile. You will lose your hair. You might get mouth sores, anal sores, bleeding gums, bleeding nose. Your white cell count will drop. You might get infections. You will gain weight. You might get leukemia or uterine cancer, and you may have permanent heart damage. I was astounded. Wait, Doc, back up a bit. Did you say I was gonna gain weight? And as I was doing my laundry and I was wearing one of these sleeveless tank tops, my breast slipped out of the armhole. So I grabbed it and put it back. I have long breasts. And I felt this small lump in the upper right quadrant of my breast. Small little grape. And I decided, well, I have fibrous, lumpy breasts. Maybe it's nothing, but I'm going to call my GP anyways. Lots of celebrities came by. I even sold an apple once to Cameron Diaz. Yes, a woman I am often mistaken for. Except for my hair. It's not fun having a large nose, let me tell you. Nobody invites me to cocaine parties. They figure the suction must be incredible because of the sun. Well, I tried it once, you know, because I had to, and I took that one snort. The suction was incredible. There went all the cocaine, the cat, the bedspread, 2 kids, and the microwave. 2 kids missing from Etobicoke, right up my nose.
Welcome back to the Liquid Lunch on thatchannel.com. I'm Randy Thomas. This is Stella Hunt. We are now sitting down with the lady you were just watching on the video, Miss Marla Lukofsky. Marla, welcome to thatchannel.com.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad you came in. I'm really lucky that Hugh Riley is sitting out today, and I got asked to sit in for him. So,
I am too.
Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, you are.
I am lucky.
Okay, I'm not going to be funny anymore. I'm going to leave that up to you.
No, please, don't stop. No, please, don't. Stop. You know that one.
Okay, so Marla, let's talk a little bit about how it all began. Like from what I understand,
Born and bred in Toronto.
Born and bred in Toronto, but you are the pioneer in comedy in the sense that the female comedy. No, but there aren't a lot of female stand-up comedians.
There are now. Yeah. But there wasn't way back
40 years ago when you said 30 years you were almost doing it until 1998,
yeah,
correct?
Like I started actually in 1973, and Yuck Yucks I think started in 78. And I started actually as a folk singer. But I kept talking between the songs, and people kept laughing, and they said, stop singing, keep talking.
Well, there you go.
So there you go. So the career was born, you know, and I started to just stand up instead of sit down. And I still incorporated a little bit of music into my act, and then one day I got laryngitis and I couldn't sing, and I was on the Alan Thicke show, in fact, and you know they flew me to Vancouver, and of all days, oh my God, I can't sing, but I can still talk. So I did, 10 nose jokes, 5 thigh jokes, a couple of electrolysis jokes, and I was a hit,
Electrolysis?
And that was it. Oh, electrolysis, I have an Israeli electrolysis. She has 2 settings on her machine, low and high,
So I know, I know it's nothing like the experience of being here, of course, at thatchannel.com. But how was it being on the Alan Thicke show back then? Because TV was such a...
It was great. It was great. And I did a lot of interviews at that time. And my career just started to and I was considered the trailblazer and blah, blah, blah. But it was exciting because Alan Thicke was also at the height of his career before he had the, American, TV series. But... it was interesting because I pleaded with him, please don't call me a trailblazer. Just treat me as one of your many comics that you have on the show. Don't single me out as the female.
Yeah.
And he went ahead and singled me out as the female. So I kind of had a tongue-in-cheek interview.
Well, that's because, I don't know, you're probably aware of it now, but it's all about the show and what it looks like on the show. So no matter what you tell them beforehand, they're going to change.
Yeah, because I know what I told you guys to say, and nothing's happening. All the beauty contests I've won, and
Well,
you haven't mentioned a thing.
I was letting you talk about that.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? Let's just segue on that for a moment. I think that if there's any advantage that you have, you need to use it to your benefit.
Absolutely.
Because I find this business so fickle that you're a hit one day, you're gone the next.
For sure.
And if you don't pull your gun out whenever you can, like
Absolutely.
again, so in a way, as much as you had a tongue-in-cheek interview with Alan Thicke,
I thought it was actually pretty powerful. I mean, they may not have ever wanted me back, but it led to better interviews.
Of course.
And more press.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, we got along fine. And as my career led me to Los Angeles and stuff, I kept bumping into him, and he'd be, "Hi, Marla," and "Hi, Alan,"
Yeah.
And I don't have my own sitcom, but you do. Hi, bring me on sometime,
You've been to Vegas, and have you performed there?
I haven't performed in Vegas. I never wanted to get booked in one of the clubs that the other comics did. I just wanted to stay in L.A. I moved to L.A. in 1990.
How did you like that?
I loved it. I had done whatever one could do in Canada. I had been in the feature of this, and I had starred in movies and television shows and things like that. And I just knew, my heart was like, I always wanted to go to Hollywood. So I moved at a later stage in my life, so that when I landed and got my first agent, they said, we consider you old and ugly, and I was like, 34. It's like, oh God, okay, well that's it for Hollywood. So I guess I'm just a character actor then? Yeah, just put her in the that character. Okay, so, but I actually really liked it. I mean, the weather's great, and it really does rain
in California.
And when it rains, it pours, just like the song. It can rain straight for a month.
So what?
But it was great. But then in 1998, I found a lump in my breast. And not being an alarmist, I just called my GP and said, I think I have a swollen gland. And he said, come on in. And he says, it's not a swollen gland, because I had just had a mammogram. And I had just seen my gynecologist, and everything was fine. So, and it turned out to be cancer, actually, and a very, very small lump that remarkably spread to the lymph nodes already.
Oh, wow.
All right.
So I had to have the works.
Okay, so let's talk about that. The moment that you found out to when you walked out of that office, what was that for you?
That's a great question, Randy. Well, that appointment was not saying that I had cancer, but sometimes one has a feeling in their gut, and I just thought, at that time in my life, a lot of things came together. My career hadn't taken off in Los Angeles the way I wanted to. I had, recently bumped into Jim Carrey, who used to open for me at the time, and you know what happened to him. And we had a talk, and I was a waitress at one of his premieres, and we had a talk, and I just felt at peace with a lot of things. I had gotten over my last relationship. I felt at peace, and then I found the lump, and then the doctor was saying, well, we'll just see what it is. And I just thought, I think it is cancer. He said, well, don't be an... I said, no, you know what, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. And then remarkably, I got an appointment for another mammogram at Cedars-Sinai Hospital to the Stars. Look, there's Elizabeth Taylor now. And the mammogram was negative, but the technician said, I don't want you to go home because I can feel the lump and we can't see it, so let's have an ultrasound. So I got it in that hour, and it showed that it was slightly suspicious, and within a day I got an appointment with a surgeon, and he said, yeah, it looks slightly suspicious, let's remove it. I said, I definitely want it removed. I don't want a needle biopsy. I want the whole lump removed. And within 24 hours I found out it was cancer, and then I had to wait for the second operation to remove the lymph nodes, and it was there too. So then we started procedures for the chemotherapy and everything.
Now, chemo seems to me, and I hope that they actually do find more less invasive and poisonous ways of treating cancer, because it just drains people physically. It fills your body with poison every cell.
It's actually a slow death.
Yeah, it's a slow death.
Yeah,
so
that's why you feel like you're dying. Of course, every different cancer has a different batch of chemo, and many different types of breast cancers, of which there are many, not just one. So when people, oh, my friend had breast cancer, my friend, You can have like 5 different types of breast cancer and different cocktails of chemo, and it affects everybody differently.